Now I'd like to talk about one of my favorite series of all time, which is Halo. And funnily enough, the very first Halo, Combat Evolved, is where you're also going to start your journey. This game is held up so well. I still love playing the online and the Master Chief Collection. It's so unique. It's so interesting, dynamic. It was really planned as an RTS game, and they switched it to a melee game and then a first-person shooter. The mystery, the feeling, the music, the presentation alone. This game has scores of personality, and you have to play it. The first game is an absolute must-play. And then, honestly, from there, once you've injected yourself into the world of Halo, you can then begin your journey, and it's ups and downs, honestly, kind of mostly downs. Bungie just made an amazing game, and they followed it up with another amazing game, Halo 2. It's not quite as mystical and as mysterious as the first game, where it combines mythology and technology together. It's much more of a military-ish shooter, while expanding the lore of, the Covenant and the Gravemind and the Flood. But this is still one of my favorite games of all time. The main story is, again, amazing. And this is where the multiplayer was in the first one. It was all right, but the multiplayer in this is one of my favorite of all time. Halo 2 is unforgettable, unmatched, unparalleled. And again, one of my favorite multiplayer shooters and one of my favorite single-player shooters. Both of these games are co-op campaign. I highly encourage you to play them. They are absolutely an unforgettable experience. And both of these are on the same level, but in different areas. Now, here comes Halo 3 for a new generation of the Xbox 360. And this is where, everything became kind of bloomed and a lot more colorful and a lot more kind of kid-friendly, even though it's still rated M for mature. And the hype around this game was unreal, unlike anything I've ever experienced, frankly. I've never had more hype than even more than GTA 6. This is incredible. That being said, Halo 3, it did a lot of things well and some things not so well. Forge was amazing. Multiplayer was pretty good, but, well, honestly, I think multiplayer was kind of weak. And I find the single-player story to be also equally kind of weak compared to its predecessors, where it just kind of dropped the ball on a few things on the reveal, on the Forerunners, the humans, the fact you could kill 343 Guilty Spark after he survived a Halo explosion. Like, there's a bunch of inconsistencies and dialogue, and just the story was kind of weak in ways that were not great. And even the gameplay was not good. Yes, 2 introduced dual wielding that revolutionized the industry, but 3 added equipment, which was okay. And they had the triggers as reload and a bunch of other things. Again, it added cinema mode and Forge and a bunch of really cool new stuff that was great and fantastic. I love the one elephant map, a lot more vehicles. The scope and scale was huge, but I never quite connected with this game. I really tried to like it for a long time, but it wasn't quite the game the hype made it out to be. And so, I get a little bit, less good than Halo 2. Then as we go along, we get kind of a proto DLC with Halo 3 ODST, where you play as a human, so you're a lot weaker. You have to rely on stealth. It has its own single-player campaign. In terms of multiplayer, they introduced Firefight, which was all right, and you have silenced weapons. This one's okay. Honestly, not the greatest. You can probably definitely skip this, but the first 3 Halos you absolutely have to play. Then we get to really the downfall of Bungie, where, things begin to be a little bit rough. And this is where, again, I can test this. Halo Reach, this is where it begins to get kind of funny and weird. I don't think it was this game, but the one after this with the added loadouts, where you can just tell the direction of the series was going downhill, because Bungie was contracted to make 3 main games and a few things for, I think, a set amount of time. And so this is the first co-op project between Bungie and 343 Industries, which is Microsoft's internal studio to take over the series. And I'll be honest, the best part of this game is the Spartan 2 George, which is a throwback to all those previous games. And Reach is kind of like an in-between, a bridge between this and the new series by Microsoft, which is 4, 5, and Infinite. And honestly, I don't like Reach. I know there's a lot of hype for Reach. They want another Halo 3, and I just was not there. It's a pretty interesting story. You have a squad of Spartans on Reach, and they all die one by one until you're the last one surviving. It's kind of iconic at the end, but again, mid, kind of weak. Then we have Halo 4, and Halo 4 is Halo 4. Now we just are in the new era where I knew tacitly, I called this, that Bungie was not going to be able, Microsoft was not going to be able to recreate Bungie's magic. And this is the first sign where they bring back the Forerunners as a new race, and they have all these new weapons, which again, it works, it plays well, but along with the story and other things, it just feels like another Halo game, and they add loadouts and other things like that, and then it just goes off the rails. And then Halo 5, I don't own Halo 5 because Halo 5 was so bad, so terrible. So there's a certain piece of dialogue that is just everything about Halo 5 was awful. So awful that I just saw a bit of it and did not want it. Now, there's a bit of light here at the end of the tunnel with Halo Infinite, which at this point, Halo fans have a sour taste in their mouth. They really wanted this to be the one to save them. And Halo Infinite, the campaign isn't bad. It's just that, well, let's just say there's a whole slew of promises that I keep calling it Bungie, but Microsoft broke. Bungie's off going making Destiny while they're back doing this. And honestly, the Halo Infinite campaign is not bad. It's actually pretty decent. It's okay. It's better than Halo 4, I would say, but it's still not enough to save it. And the real kicker is that they promised a ton of upgrades, a ton of updates, including local campaign co-op, which seems pretty easy, and they just never delivered it. They just placated people, but they couldn't even get things like the multiplayer menu to work. That's just crazy how inconsistent and considerate they were. So this is a very mixed bag. It's okay. You can still play it, and it's free to play on the multiplayer, but seriously, it was not good. And unfortunately, that's kind of the sad death of Halo. And the only other thing here is I have the Master Chief Collection, which is the de facto way that I still play Halo 1 and 2 online multiplayer. I don't really bother with 3 and Reach and the other ones. 1 and 2 were my absolute favorites. So if you still want to play online multiplayer for Halo 1 and 2, there's an active community still playing on here. But pretty much that's the sad end of Halo. So it's pretty simple. I mean, you play the first 3, but then after that, it's not really worth it. But yeah, check out the Master Chief Collection if you still want to play multiplayer. And yeah, that's it.